Hello, and welcome back to Car Chat TV. The intro or not? So, fucking ads, why'd you bring the wind?
Ollie's nearly run 3 people over and crashed it once.
Just come out of the bush. Oh, Stephen! I'm talking about the Kia Sportage today with the sore bottom. Yeah. Welcome back to Car Chat TV. My name is Oliver, and today I want to talk to you about the Kia Sportage. Let me hit you with some stats first, because last year, 2022, Kia were pretty successful, let me tell you that. It was a record year for them. They've never sold over 100,000 units before. In 2022, they did. They got over 100,000. Like I said, a record year. 43% of their sales are hybrid, plug-in, and electrification. So that shows that shift to EV. 43%, that's a lot of their total sales. But the Kia Sportage is their most popular selling car in everything they do. And that is in the UK, that's Europe, and that's globally as well. So today I want to talk to you about the Kia Sportage. This is the self-charging hybrid. And this video, I'm going to tell you why this GT line, this specific car, is the only Kia Sportage that you ever need to get. Let's go. Now you don't need to go for the top trim level, the GT Line S. Let me show you some of the cool features that you get in the GT Line as standard. Boot space with the self-charging hybrid for the Kia Sportage, you get 587 litres. That's pretty awesome because that's bigger than the Nissan Qashqai, it's bigger than the Mazda CX-5, but it isn't bigger than its bigger sister, the Hyundai Tucson. Handy little feature, adjustable boot floor. Just pull it out, super simple, down a notch, bosh. Now in the Sportage, all the rear seats go down individually. Normally the configuration is a 2 and a 1, not here. Let's check it out. Pull these levers, the seats go down, and what's cool is you can separate this middle one right here by clicking that and then lifting this one up, and then the middle one is free, so you can leave the middle one down, put the other one up and slot a canoe down the middle. Look at these handy coat hanger features here. One behind the headrest, and behind there is a little rubber insert. Just an extra level of detail, I love that. And a little coat hanger down here, some storage, USB-C charger there. I would like to see a USB-A charger next to it. Not all of us have upgraded just yet. A really cool thing is that all Kia Sportages come standard with front and rear sensors and rear camera. That's really cool because look at this, it's so clear. A lot of manufacturers charge you as an option for a rear camera. Not Kia. We've got 2 options there. We can see that view and then a bird's eye view straight down from our bumper. In the GT Line S, you get 360-degree camera, but let's be honest, you don't need it. Probably my favorite features and cool tech of the car are these buttons over here. Top one is the smart cruise control. When you press that, obviously cruise control, you know how it works, but this one is very cool. You've got a button down here, you can set the distance from the car in front, 1 to 4, 4 being the maximum, and the car will keep that distance set with the sensors and the cameras on the car. And it will drive forward, it will slow up, even if you come up to a roundabout, the car will stop and then literally go again when the car moves. You can set your miles per hour with this little toggle up and down. And then this is the lane follow assist. It's so cool. You press it, and when the steering wheel goes green on your digital dash, that's saying it's picked up the lane and the car will follow the lane. The steering wheel will move for you. If you take your hands off the wheel, there is a sensor that goes off that says, Oliver, quick, put your hands on the wheel. But it is really cool and it's super techy. I love it. Look at the quality of these GT Line seats. This is the 2nd trim level up. Now they don't have electric seats, but let's be honest, you don't need that. Plus they make the car heavier too, right? But look how easy it is to move. All right, put your hand under there, turn the knob back and forwards, and it's fine. Look at the quality of that seat. Awesome. If you didn't know, when you buy a Kia, you have 7-year warranty. That is incredible. That builds a level of trust. Even their sister company, Hyundai, only offers 5 years warranty. talk about some stats with the Kia Sportage GT line then. This is the self-charging hybrid. We've got a 1.49 kilowatt hour battery, very small, but a couple of cool displays which shows you when the 1.6 petrol engine is working, and then when the electric motor is working, and then when it's harvesting energy back into that battery. We have like 8 cells, so we can see 226 brake horsepower. And you know what? It's got a bit of poke, and you feel it just when you're pulling out of these junctions. It's pretty cool. This one we're talking about sits at £34,750. Now, this whole video is about why the GT line is the best one to buy, because the GT Line S with a few other gadgets and stuff like remote parking, panoramic sunroof is 40k. The hybrid version starts at 40k. Let's try out the sport mode. I've got a few funky B roads coming up. It's 226 brake horsepower. I want to feel just a little bit of fun, a little bit of a thrill. Oh my gosh, that goes. It's oh my gosh. Can you feel that? That took that corner so well. I guess it's the handling tech just kicking in. Oh, I can feel the... Oh my gosh, that goes. That is impressive. Whoa, the handling is insane. Turn in. There's a little bit of body roll, but I'm picking up a little bit of speed. And the steering isn't as stiff as other SUVs out there in the sporty mode. But I would say that's quite spirited. You are gonna have fun in this car. Haven't smiled like that for a while in a mid-size SUV. That was good. I think I'm gonna have another little go. And also you've got flappy paddles as well. Let's drop it down one. Oh yes. Oh, I can hear it. Has this just turned into a performance car? That's good. That feels great. This is more than enough power for a family mid-size SUV. Right, I'm gonna let the car charge back up that hybrid battery now. This self-charging hybrid, miles to the gallon, Kia say 49.6 mpg. Now I've been driving it a week and we've been driving it for a while today, and I've got it up on my screen right there, and you know what? I'm averaging 43.5 mpg at the moment. I'd say that's pretty good. I'd say that's pretty realistic as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if you could drive and get over 49.6, because with the self-charging hybrid element, when you put the battery charges up so quickly. So we spoke about the battery size, 1.49 kilowatt hours. In reference to a plug-in, plug-in hybrids normally get 14 kilowatt hours of usable battery space, and you get around, what, 30 plus miles on that. This is 1.49, so that just shows how minimal the battery is. But it does work. The display's brilliant. It shows me there on my infotainment, and it shows me on my digital dash when I'm in electric mode, when I'm harvesting, and when I'm using the internal combustion engine. Really clear and visible what's happening. And I feel like I want a bit of a challenge. I think owners of this car will go, right, Kia, I'll see your 49.6 mpg and I'll raise you this. And in fact, if you are a Kia owner with a self-charging hybrid, chuck in the comments the best mpg you've got. Let's talk about the suspension in this Kia Sportage GT line. So we've got McPherson struts at the front and a multi-4 link at the rear. And the suspension is slightly on the firm side. Again, I actually prefer that anyway, but it's not going to be a make or break deal. It does it really well. Over the smaller undulations in the road, it works great, it's fine. Bigger potholes you are going to feel, but again, it's not a make or break. It works really well. And later on, we'll throw back to Adam because he's in the back, in the rear, and he'll tell us about sort of comfort space and whatnot. Handling is great as well. I'm really impressed with the handling in the Kia Sportage. Now, this is the GT line. Again, don't need the GT Line S. That gets the terrain mode where you can go mud, sand, snow, who cares? This has 2 settings. Really cool, really simple. I've got eco mode where I get these little blue lines, and then sport mode. And as soon as I change it, you can feel a little bit of a change. The steering gets a little bit firmer here, and the accelerator is a little bit more responsive, and I hold on to the revs a little bit more. But at the moment, I'm just going to leave it in eco because I'm trying to save my miles, and I want to be better on the environment because I care about that stuff. Let's talk about the looks of the new 5th generation Kia Sportage, because it does have people divided. Some people love it, how new and fresh it looks. I like it, especially the front. Cameraman Adam, he doesn't. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But as we walk around, we're going to see the outlandish design. Now, Kia, their motto for this car is opposites united. So nature and man-made mechanics combining together have influenced this vehicle. Big boomerang headlights there, look really cool. This is my favorite part of the car, this grille. Look at it, with these hexagons all across. I think that's really cool. The key in the new badge works really well on the paint. Talking about the paint, this is called Blue Flame. It's a £650 option. You'll have to let me know what you think. I probably wouldn't spec it in this. Come around the side, let's talk about the wheels. Oh, also with the GT line as well, you do get the fog lights down there in the bumper. Look at these wheels, these 18-inch alloys. These are great, you don't need the GT line S. GT line's perfect. We're gonna come around the back. This is the part where it isn't my favorite, I'm not too sure of. Also, it's quite busy. Chrome, black, blue. Not sure those three go together. Don't think you need the chrome. Here's the back. We see a lot of inspiration from the EV6 as well. We've done a review on that. We'll do a little pop-up so you can click and have a look. I'd love to know what you think of the back. It's not my favorite. We've got this little spoiler up here, more inclusion of chrome. But yeah, tell me what you think in the comments. I'm jumping back in the car. Let's talk about competitors, because the new Kia Sportage is starting to compete with a little bit of a bigger brands that you could say, right? You know, you've got the Skoda Kodiaq coming in at around 32k. But let's look at some of the hybrid options. Now, the Nissan Qashqai, the e-Power self-charging hybrid, is around 33k. So a little bit cheaper than this that sits at 34,750 to be precise. The Hyundai Tucson, the sister hybrid of this, pretty much same components, everything. It's £1. I did my research, I looked online, and the Tucson was £1 more in the self-charging hybrid. Then you start looking at Ford Kuga hybrid. Well, that's more money, that's 37k. You're looking at Peugeot 3008, the Mazda CX-5, the Seat Ateca, the Skoda Kodiaq we just spoke about. What would you have? I think Kia, especially this one, and this is why I think the GT line is such a good buy, not going through the top trim level, spending that extra cash. Going for this model at that 34,700 price point is such a good buy.
You feel alive, let's hit the dance floor. Don't work too hard, might break a backbone. Return.
Kia say that this can do 0 to 62 miles per hour in 7.7 seconds. 226 brake horsepower. I'm going to put it in sport, and I just want to go. Whoa, it's holding on to those revs. I can hear that 1.6 engine, and there it is. Whoa, you can really hear that engine. It really does hold on to those revs. That's quite loud. Now I've got Adam in the back with me, and I spoke earlier a little bit about the suspension, but I want to find out about comfort levels back there. So talk to me, Adam.
So we are in the back of the Kia Sportage, and I'm actually quite pleased to report that there's plenty of space. So I didn't think that this being a sort of mid-size SUV there'd be tons of space, but let me just show you my knee room here. Look, lots of knee room and headroom. It's plentiful. There's no complaints as regarding room in the back, so I'm thinking you could probably get 3 people, maybe like 2 baby seats in here. So yeah, plenty of room. You've got nice Isofix down here so you can see, plenty of room for all my cameras. I'd say the seats are actually quite comfy, so they're nice materials, so you've got sort of a mix between sort of like a suede and a leather here, and they actually feel quite nice and quite comfy. The only thing I would say is if you're going over sort of like quite big potholes, in the UK we've got quite bad roads, so potholes are definitely quite frequent, and I would say if you're going over like any deep ones, you do really feel it. It's like the dampening of the suspension's not overly great, but I would say in general the suspension is okay. Like general road going, you've got pretty decent comfort levels. But other than that, you've got climate control in the middle here. You know, there's no complaints. This is all you need.
Let's talk about some fancy tech in the Kia Sportage. I'm going to show you lane follow assist. So I press this button down here on the steering wheel. A little steering wheel comes up there, and when it goes green, it means it's working, and that will assist you staying in your lane, right? So the steering wheel will literally do all the work. You do have to put both hands on the wheel, and at the moment it's not scanning. I think it's because I'm going through a little bit of a village, but I'm just about to come out of it, so it should be scanning. So while it's doing that and scanning, trying to find the lane, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to click the top button, the smart cruise control. This is brilliant. So you press this one, and the car's driving for me, and I can press the distance, this button here, 1 to 4, I've got choices, and then this little knob or toggle flipping up and down, I can change my miles per hour. I'm in a village at the moment, so obviously I want to keep it below 30. So let's go 25. So at the moment, look, my pedal hasn't got my foot on it. My foot's not on my pedal. So literally it's the smart cruise control doing 25 just around this little village. And that's just so cool. And I love how you can just control it with these little 3 buttons. Sure, you know, cruise control works similar on other cars, but the smart cruise control, the ability to set the distance from this car to the car in front and have those different options is really fancy. Right, I'm going to speed up. I'm going to find another road because I really want to show you the lane follow assist properly working. So let's do that. I've got the lane follow assist working. Now look at this. I am just going to show you at the moment. So the steering wheel has gone green. So you've got press steering wheel on the button, and then the steering. Look, it's following the lane. Look there, see, it's moving. I'm moving. I just took my hands off slightly. Can you see that? That's insane. Right, I just need to nip in the back. The car's going to drive itself. I'm joking. Of course I'm not going to do that. And look, in a moment, it will say, put your hands on the wheel. There it is. It says, keep your hands on the wheel. So I've got it working. I'm showing it you. It's a really cool bit of tech. This is brilliant for motorway driving. Sometimes it's a little bit funny if you don't have white lines either side of the road, but all you need to do is press the button, leave it on, and the sensors and cameras will pick it up. And sometimes it just makes you think, oh, I want to go to the right, but actually, it just steers in for you. I'm not going to lie, that was a little bit close. But anyway, it's one of my favourite features, the lane follow assist, and it's standard. So that has been our episode on the Kia Sportage GT line. You know what? I can see why they're so popular. I can see why Kia are smashing records. Kia, I think this year we're going to go for 150k sales. I think we can do it. Unbelievable. Now, if I'm being honest, this is the only car you need. The GT line, not the GT line S, that's £5,000, 200 more than this. What do you get if you go for the GT line S? Oh, remote parking, it can move with the key fob, pathetic, get it out of it. Oh, I've got a pano roof, nah, don't need it. Bigger wheels, this car's the one you need. Any Sportage, you get the GT line, all right? You get the GT line badges on it as well. I think we've proved the point. This is the only Sportage you need. I'd love to know what you think in the comments below. It drives so well. So many cool features, so much cool tech. I would like a little bit of a better digital display behind the steering wheel on this one, but that's my preference. People buying this car, I don't think it's going to be a deal breaker. Let me know what you think of the Kia Sportage GT line self-charging hybrid in the comments below, or any other cars that you would have over this. As always, throw me a like, get subbed, and I'll see you on the next one.